You taping?
Oh, yeah.
You're good.
It's a troop.
That's what I do when we have our video.
That's what Shirley does, too. She runs for me every day.
You guys got one.
I forgot my purse. How we doing? The ham. Oh, should I open the door for Shirley? It's locked. I'll get the keys out. What ham? How are you doing there, Greg? Come on, Tom. Here. We're done. He's got to take his robe off.
Welcome to our graduation ceremonies for 1988. Before we begin, I'd like to briefly explain how things will happen so you'll be able to plan ahead and so we can have your full cooperation. In the practice sessions that we've had, we've tried to communicate to the students that they needed to tell you whether you should sit on the right side or the left side of the audience so that you could get good pictures. The students, if you look in your booklet, you'll see the students listed. And that is the exact order in which they will be called forward to receive their diplomas. So you can do some anticipating about when your child will be coming forward. They will march forward and stand on either side of me here at the podium, have their names called, and then turn and go to the side that they are standing closest to. So the students who will be standing here will receive their diplomas over near the white table there. Students who will be standing on this side will march over and receive their diploma near that white table. Those of you who would like to take pictures, if you anticipate when your son or daughter will be called, go along the two walls and come right down up front and you'll get a picture no more than 3 or 4 feet away. That should work very good. please stand as our Assistant Principal, Mrs. Joanne Medwick, leads us all in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
I'd now like to introduce two of the people who provide leadership and direct services to all of our District 13 schools. First, our Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Larry Erickson. And our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jerry Gordon.
Tonight, the students behind me are the stars. They have made another milestone on their way to adulthood. Just 9 years ago, they entered kindergarten, many of them in Central or Jordan. They have learned to read, write, to calculate and compute, and most important, how to relate to the outside world. Tomorrow, they will become high school students with all of the challenges incumbent in that. But for tonight, they are at the pinnacle of their academic career with us. You in the audience have helped the students get to this stage this evening. Whether you're a parent, brother, sister, grandparent, relative, friend, your support and help has been very important to them along the way. Also, the teachers sitting here in the front rows have been very important to them and deserve a pat on the back today too. However, this evening is for the class of 1988. They will have memories of elementary and junior high days that will last them a lifetime. Tonight is very important to them. It is a time to reflect, a time to dream. It is a time to say thank you. It is a time for pride in themselves, in their teachers, and their parents. Congratulations to the class of 1988. Most of you over the years have known the teachers, the principals, the aides, the secretaries, and the custodians that have helped to deliver the educational program to your children. I'd like to introduce a few other people who have helped, but many of you have probably never met. The members of the Board of Education of Bloomingdale Elementary School District 13 who spend in a year well over 100 hours in meetings, providing the overall direction for the school district. Our members here this evening are Mr. Ron Pangasaro, Mrs. Karen Garavac, Mr. Jim Kopecki, Mr. Ed Lovato, Mrs. Paula Liberta, Mrs. Sue Modica. And last, I would like to introduce the President of the Board of Education, Mr. Mike Hovey. Mike has a few words to share with us this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Gordon. I'm sorry I appeared like I was in a rush to get up here a second ago, but on the way in this evening, I overheard a couple of students talking about their plans for high school. And one of the students remarked that he didn't think he was even going to high school, but he thought instead he would write a book on the new PC he had received for a graduation present. And the book was going to be called Inside Westfield. Going to be a kiss and tell book about all the inner workings of the junior high. Probably including things like Mrs. Medwick's astrological charts on the walls, and Mr. Swanden's wardrobe selection guide. This class started in the fall of 1979 in kindergarten, as Jerry mentioned. They really are a class of the 80s. We're standing here in June of '88, and we're wondering how they've been influenced by all the events that have happened in the 80s. Politics have been dominated by one president, the Iran-Contra scandal. There's been hostages in the Mideast. There's been insider books from politicians. There's been a lot of mention of school reform, new ideas. Some people want to get back to basics. Some people just want to improve what we have. There's been a lot of talk of a tax increase. Drugs and alcohol have become a major focus. Abuse is evident all around us. Literature daily about the use or abuse of alcohol and drugs. And it's a real problem. I think it was a problem prior to the 80s, but it's gaining a lot more press and a lot more notoriety. We have to watch that. And these kids up here, these young adults up here, are going to have to deal with that the rest of their lives. AIDS has become the disease of the 80s. The government even prints brochures it sends out to make sure the adults know what AIDS is. I think the children have been, or are starting to be educated in how not to get AIDS and what AIDS is. Bulls and bears, sports teams as well as stock markets have been prominent. The Cubs and the Sox, they're the same as always. Our community has grown up in the 80s. Stratford Square and Springbrook Center have led the way in leading new people and businesses to our community. Central School is 50 years old. Dujardin and Westfield are 28 and 13 years old, respectively. We face the prospect of building a new school sometime in the near future to house the new students that are coming because of the growth that we're seeing on the western edge of our district. Teachers have been with us for an average of 9.5 years. Stability has been a factor in these students' lives, and I think the schools have a history. The teachers are a stable group. The administration has been in place for a while, and I think that's very important to these students as they move on. These students have completed at least half, and some have completed 2/3 of their formal education. But we have provided the basis for further learning. We see many of our former students succeeding in high school and beyond. And evidence of that, this year at Lake Park High School, 2 of the 7 Merit Scholarship winners. There were 7 Merit Scholarship winners at Lake Park, and 2 of them were District 13 graduates. There were 13 other students who were specially commended Merit Scholars in the senior class, and 4 of those came from the Bloomingdale District 13. So we know that our program is working. We're giving these students the basis that they can go on and be successful. Last year, as well as this year, the valedictorian at Lake Park were District 13 former students. This year's class of '88 at Lake Park High School also won over $700,000 worth of scholarships. Our kids were among the winners of that. That's a lot of money, and that's what maybe ultimately the game is all about, is to be educated and be able to survive in this world, and part of surviving would be a chance to compete for these scholarships. The challenge to these young men and women on the stage is to continue to improve and do well in high school and beyond. We've given them a foundation that's strong in math. They do very well in the math tests every year, math contests. Social science, language, and lab science, we've given them strong basis to go on with. I urge these students to make the best of high school, to challenge the ideas and traditions that are there, and try to improve them. Parents, I urge you to speak up for your son or daughter. Support them. Don't let high school intimidate you. Stay involved or get involved. My hope is that someday I'll be able to drive down Lake Street, and as we enter Bloomingdale or Roselle, see the name of one of our students on a big sign that says hometown of President whatever, or home of gold medalist so-and-so, and fill in the student's name. They can do it. Bloomingdale is no worse or no better than anywhere else in the country. We've got the kids that can do it, and I think that these kids can do it, and I'd like them to show us that the 80s can produce successful people. Thank you.
It's time now to move to the presentation of diplomas. If you look in your program booklet, you will find students listed in the exact order in which they will be called for each side. Mr. James Korbecki, a member of the Board of Education, will present diplomas first on the right side of the stage, and Mrs. Paula Laverta, also a member of the Board of Education, will present diplomas on the left side of the stage. The following students have satisfactorily completed the requirements for graduation from Westfield School. Anthony Passarella. Alyssa Biardo. Keith Breitenbach. Thomas Rothery. Dan Manchunski. Margarita Rena. Michael Ferraro. Paula Swalji. Thomas Feistrom. Bradley White. Brian Cancio. Carmen Paulo. Jennifer Lee. John Choi. Julie Swiatek. Samir Patel. William Libanati. Angel Loomis. Frank Manella. Jason Haspadka. Stephen Opatkowitz. Marissa Catrambone. Matthew Kachukas. Kevin Hutziak. Christy Nackstedt. Gina Baviars. Tina DePrado. Philip Genitoni. Rosa DiCiola. Kenneth Gulata. Arthur Pistorio. Michelle Catlow. Jennifer Jett. Santina Gearhart. Presenting diplomas next on the right side of the stage will be Board President Mr. Michael Hoppy. Anthony Aloisio. Janice Sobin. Robert Miller. Heather Leeper. William Hartman. Erica Weirs. Lisa Dravenstock. Michelle Buckley. Helen Wang. Suzanne Bush. Presenting diplomas next on the left side of the stage will be board member Mrs. Sue Modica. Kenneth Kubala. Michelle Sajak. Nicole Brandenburg. Julie DiLeonardi. Sandra Erdman. Carrie Neff. Allison McKnight. James Dial. Nicole Thomas. Christine LaCerva. Cheryl Costa. Gina Bavone. Jeffrey Toberman. Clifford Coral. Michael Genitoni. Sherry Stalker. Matthew Workman. Keith Kessick. Jeffrey Crummell. Angela Pope. Amy Chiro. Lester Sheedek. Amy Gogger. Michelle Matten. Presenting diplomas next on the right side of the stage will be board member Mrs. Karen Garabak. Heather Hollish. Gina Mangon. Cecil Balutin. Dawn Mikulski. Rick Carolini. Stephen Nakashima. Mark Almaria. Vanessa Carlson. Gregory McGrath. Laura Staley. Timothy Gibbs. Eric Anderson. Patricia Apostolopoulos. Stacy Sinako. Jennifer Macias. Jennifer Simon. Mindy Mays. Shannon Neihart. Meredith Stoller. Rochelle Scheller. Presenting diplomas next on the left side of the stage will be board member Mr. Ron Fangasaro. Jennifer Clare. Jason Pesky. Vicki Antonelli. Deanna Lambert. Tracy King. Annette Jurowitz. Daniel Vitaco. David Amaro. Mary Ellen Kempeg. Sonia Clementi. Brian Kinde. Ryan Grubin. David Janusa. Sonny Gutierrez. Presenting diplomas next on the right side of the stage will be board member Mr. Ed Lovato. Jennifer Buddy. Michelle Thomas. Frank Shekatano. Holly Holthouse. Scott Frisbilla. Catherine Humes. Christina Meyer. Emily Stallman. Kevin Applebaugh. Kent Rader. Matthew White. Cynthia Mazzoni. Melissa Bouchard. John Massaro. Vincent Purdy. Anthony Tayfel. Leroy Bernard. Jeffrey Marcinko. Daniel Pettit. Tanya Cozy. Lisa Stoner. Michael Kunish. Christopher Patinas. Dan Hennessy. Raju Bungalia. Michael Kramer. Anthony Surma. Daniel Delisle. Robert English. Kevin Corsello. James Schreiber. And Frank Scalise. The ability to speak in front of an audience is an important skill for young people to develop. Tonight I'm pleased to be able to introduce 3 of our students who've worked hard to prepare speeches appropriate to this evening's events. Our first presentation is from Gina Bavone.
Is it a green or a gold day? Where is Mrs. Marino's room? Can someone help me open my locker? Has anyone seen my math book? I can't find my schedule. Coming into Westfield was like walking into Moscow without a map. There was so much to get used to and so many things that were different from elementary school. We had to get to know all the teachers and many new classmates. In addition, we had to remember all of our assignments and their due dates. Keeping track of them became easier once we learned to use a lesson plan book. Another difference was going from room to room without getting mixed up. Many of us went into the locker area, took 10 minutes at our locker, then went into Mr. Novotny's social studies class when we should have gone to Mrs. Weishar's science class. We made it through all the mix-ups and misunderstandings and finally got used to our new school. Fortunately, there were many clubs and teams to join. Some kids I know didn't want to join a team because they thought everyone was better than they were. When they finally decided to join the team of their choice, they did very well. Westfield had something for everyone. Our athletic teams, volleyball, basketball, wrestling, track, cross-country, cheerleading, and pom-pom, gave us a chance to compete against others and work as a team. The school also offered academic teams. Many joined the first-place math team. Others who were interested in art or the performing arts had opportunities to join clubs. Drama, scenery, chorus, band, and art were some of these clubs. The computer club, the newspaper club, and the yearbook committee fulfilled the interests of others. Even though there were cutbacks in school funds, the yearbook committee still worked very hard to raise money for a 1988 yearbook. Running for an elected school position, such as STP, graduation committee, and career day, can be exciting. I participated in career day for 2 years. 1 year I was elected fire trustee, and this year I was assistant superintendent of schools. Both were very enjoyable experiences. Most of these activities, and many, many more, can be offered in high school. Although most of us just want to forget about school and get on with the summer, it's hard to forget the good times we've had at Westfield. Homeroom contests sponsored by the STP were always fun. Assemblies, dances, and field trips also added enjoyment to the school year. Of course, our years at Westfield did not just consist of good times. We've had many long-term assignments and speeches to complete. I think the hardest projects I've had to do were the Illinois History Project in 7th grade and the research paper for English in 8th grade. Oh yes, and you can add the poetry packet to that list also. There were many more projects we've had to do, but those were the hardest. Going through Westfield not only helped us to follow that map we needed in 6th grade, but it also gave us a chance to encounter new people and new situations. When we get to Lake Park, our successes at Westfield will help us. We may still need a map to find our way around, but at least we'll know how to read it.
Next, we have something that we've not done before. We have a dialogue presentation by Carrie Neff and Lee Bernhardt.
Education, the process of directing learning. You know, schooling, study, training, direction, instruction, guidance, apprenticeship, learning, reading, preparation.
No, education. The reason we've spent 13,608,000 seconds of our life in junior high. I'm talking about teaching, tutelage, learning, information, indoctrination, cultivation, background, rearing, brainwashing, and the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic.
All of these words are the reason for the ceremony of graduation.
I think we've made it.
Uh-oh, don't we have to do a graduation speech or something?
Oh yeah, we better avoid Mrs. Nunn.
That's no change. We've done that for the past 3 years.
Don't you think the past 3 years have kind of been a blow-off? I mean, anything we learn, we forget after the test on it.
That's true. There's more to junior high than just facts and figures. I think somewhere in these past 3 years, we may have learned something that'll help us in later life.
Such as what? The only things I've learned here: how to pass a test without studying for it, how to put a research paper off to the very last second, and how to just barely stay awake during those boring social studies movies.
Even those can help you. Now you won't have to study so much in high school. You've learned to work under pressure. And if you can survive social studies movies, you can survive it.
Oh, we've survived the teacher's wonderful planning of homework assignments. I think they're plotting against us.
That's only fair. We've been trying to get rid of them since 6th grade.
Remember Mr. Swangren's speech?
Oh, you mean the 5-finger speech?
Yeah. The only thing wrong with that speech is that due to modern medicine, our lives may be prolonged to the point where he'll have to use his toes.
That would make the speech really stink, huh? But seriously, do you realize that this graduation will be the end to a lot of things?
We will no longer be called 8th graders, but will be given the title of freshmen, as lowly as it may be. We'll have more than just milk at lunch. We'll no longer be vulnerable to the attack of pink slips, and for the first time in 3 years, we'll have a decent roof over our heads.
You don't necessarily have to think of graduation as an end. This marks the beginning of high school. For the first time in our lives, we were able to pick our own classes. These classes could decide our futures. We've also gained new responsibility. Now we actually can make our own decisions without having to ask our parents first.
Yeah.
High school seems so different.
In a way, high school may be just like junior high, except on a larger and slightly harder scale.
Remember when we first came into Westfield as little 6th graders?
We were just trying to survive. We clung to anyone we knew.
Well, now that I think about it, being a freshman will probably be just like being a 6th grader, except now there'll be 5 schools there instead of just 2.
Since we've already been through a similar situation, though, being a freshman may not be all that bad. What I'm worried about is getting used to new teachers.
I know, just when we finally broken in the ones at Westfield, we have to get new ones. And I'm more worried about making new friends than just getting used to teachers.
Don't forget, everyone is in the same situation that you're in and want to make friends too. With after-school activities and sports, we'll meet people with our same interests.
That's true. And if one person doesn't like me, there's still 624 others who might. We could meet new people in our classes too.
Check out the name of those classes. I mean English, biology, algebra, geometry, and physical education.
They're just trying to scare us. Those are just fancy terms for the classes we already know. What you should really be worried about are the final exams.
Oh, according to survivors at Lake Park, finals aren't much to be worried about.
Maybe we shouldn't be worried at all. We've made it through the first 8 years of our education without much damage. I'm sure we could get through only 4 years of high school.
Well, even if high school is a little harder than we'd expected, and the teachers do decide to bombard us with projects and other fun assignments, don't throw the towel
Persevere.
in. Be unrelenting.
Have tenacity.
Endure.
Don't give up.
Now it's time for our various special award presentations. In 1982, we began our tradition of presenting awards in a number of areas. If you look at the last 2 pages in your program booklet, you'll find the names of students who received 1 or more nominations for each set of awards, and from those lists will come tonight's award winners. I'd now like to ask our assistant principal, Mrs. Medwick, to come forward to present these awards.
Tonight we celebrate the achievements of the 13th class of students to graduate from Westfield School. While we recognize the fact that all 134 students have met the standards set for graduation, the faculty would like to provide special commendation to the 8th grade boys and girls who had the very best records of academic achievement during their time at Westfield. I am pleased to announce that the winners of the 1988 awards for outstanding academic achievement are Christine Amon, Lee Bernhardt, Sonia Clementi, Kevin Huziak, Ken Hulata, Carrie Knapp, Carmen Paulo, and Lisa Stoner. May we have a round of applause for all 8. Now we move on to our awards for athletics. While it is important that our school attempts to provide all students with the academic skills that will lead them to future success, we also attempt to teach students the importance of working together to accomplish common goals. Many of our students choose to be involved in the various athletic programs that are sponsored by the school. These programs help build school spirit, help teach students that much of life is governed by rules, help teach the experience of both winning and losing, and help build character. On behalf of the faculty of Westfield School, I would like to present special awards to the 8th grade boys and girls selected for the outstanding achievement in the area of athletics. This year's award winners are Holly Holdhouse, Jason Husbadka, Carrie Knapp, Scott Prisbilla, Kent Rader, and Rochelle Scheller. May we have a round of applause for all 6 of these. Again this year, the staff requested that we present an award in the area of fine arts. Because our Board of Education clearly supports the concept that a well-rounded education includes opportunities for students in art, home art, industrial arts, and general music, we offer a quality program in grades 6, 7, and 8. On behalf of the faculty of Westfield, we now present a special award to the students selected for outstanding achievement in the areas of fine arts. The two students selected to receive the Fine Arts Award this year are Mindy Mays and Lee Bernhardt. I'd like to applaud these two young men. Also this year, we wish to present an award to our outstanding band student. For many years, a high percentage of our students elect to join and serve in the school band. These students start school very early in the morning and work hard at improving their skills all year long. If you've ever heard our band play or read the reports of the awards they've won, you know that we have one of the strongest programs in the area. In recognition for outstanding achievement in our band program, this year our special award for excellence goes to Carrie Neff. I think you could applaud Carrie. In 1983, the faculty requested that we give an award to a student who consistently displays a positive attitude towards staff and classmates alike. A student who regularly gets involved in the activities of the school. And a student who can always be counted on to be of help when it is needed. One does not need to be a great scholar, a great athlete, or a great artist to be recognized for excellence. And so we created what we call the Faculty Recognition Award as a way of recognizing a student with excellence in attitude, involvement, and responsibility. On behalf of the Westfield staff, I am most pleased to announce that the student selected to receive the award this year is Amy Sherrill.
Going back some 40 years, it's a tradition that at graduation that the American Legion posts throughout the country give American Legion Awards. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Paul Newell of the local American Legion Post to present our 1988 American Legion Awards. Paul?
I have no help.
Thank you, Principal Swangren, faculty, parents, friends, relatives, and of course, students, graduates.
Thank you and good evening. The American Legion has been presenting school awards for the past 58 years. I have not. I'm only years old. The awards are selected by the school authorities by a vote among the students themselves and a vote by the faculty. The choice is based on the qualities of patriotism, leadership, scholarship, and service. An outstanding young man and young woman, young lady is chosen the first place award, and then a runner-up award and a second place winner. The first place award is a certificate of recognition and a medallion. The second place award is a certificate. Will the winners please come forward when I read your names? The girls' runner-up is Holly Holthouse. The girls' winner is Rochelle Scheller. Boys' runner-up is Lee Bernhardt. I've seen him up here before. And the winner of the boys is Kevin Hudziak. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to order the students, and congratulations.
While the staff at Westfield is busy trying to provide our students with a top-notch educational program, I think you all know that we have a small but extremely active parent organization that does a great deal to make our school a better place for your children. Many, many activities are paid for by you through the tireless efforts of only a few ladies. The dances we've had this year, the monthly hot dog days, ice cream days, donut days, many of the costs of our end-of-the-year trips, our honor roll activities, and the uniforms for our various sports teams are among the accomplishments of this small but dedicated group of people. At this time, as our token of thanks to the STP ladies who coordinate these programs or serve on our STP board, I'd like to ask that Phyllis Babiars, Tony Nackstedt, Ann Marsico, Carla Scheller, Mary Swalgi, and Marie Tayfill come up here on stage for some well-deserved recognition. Ladies, before I forget to tell you this, one of those roses is a silk rose, so it'll last forever, but you got to find which one it is. Before we close, I'd like to give some final recognition where I think it's due. I'd like to thank the entire teaching staff for their 3 years of hard work in preparing these young people for high school. When these young people arrived at Westfield, they were at the end of one phase of childhood and beginning their entry into the scary and often inconsistent world of adolescence. It was our job to try to prepare them for the rigors of high school, and in the process both help them with and survive their forays into adolescence. As all of you know, it's their forays into adolescence that have made all of our lives more interesting. Being an adolescent is a lot like being on a roller coaster ride. It's a difficult experience for a child, and a difficult experience for the adults who work with them. With over 400 students attending Westfield, we sometimes make our share of mistakes. But overall, I feel that our teachers make a superior effort and turn out a solid product. They deserve praise, and certainly a thank you for their efforts with your students. Also, I'd like to thank our graduation committee, Mrs. Rulon, Mrs. Noah, Mrs. Glenn, Mrs. Shiraga, Mrs. Otten, Mr. Murray, Mrs. Bristow, and Mrs. Zisco for their hard work in making our end-of-the-year activities and tonight's graduation ceremonies the success that they've been. Your children who are graduating this evening have come a long way since they entered the world of kindergarten not too many years ago. Despite their size and constant urging that they be given more freedom, please remember that they still need large doses of support, guidance, and supervision. As they enter the world of high school, the peers that they choose to hang around with will have a most significant impact on the kind of adult they will eventually prove themselves to be. You parents need to continue to be the people who provide balance, stability, and values in their lives. And I encourage you to do so without hesitation. In closing, you've been a great audience. I'd like to announce that when the graduates leave the stage, they will be returning to their dressing rooms. You may meet them here in the auditorium, out in the hallway, or outside. Will the graduates please stand? We hope you've enjoyed this evening's program. Once again, may I proudly present you with the graduating class of 1988.